Spoiler alert, Echo winds up being okay. GrampyJAG here. Apologize if I'm not quite up to my normal spry happy standards. Had to take my kitten in today. He's not doing so good. We'll have to wait and see what happens. If we're lucky, it's just diabetes. If not, well, gonna be a sad day for GrampyJAG. In any case, you may see that I'm looking a tad more spiffy. I got rid of that iron armor. This is bronze. It's about the same, but it looks nicer. You can see my lovely face and my rosy cheeks. So, been kind of living in the game, haven't been reporting, so there's a fair chunk of things you ain't seen that's new. Like this box down here. This here is an iron chest. Why did I do that? Anyhow, iron chest, more capacity. As you can see, we've been digging and getting more toys, and I'm gonna show you something. This is my favoriteest new toy. This here is a hammer. I prefer the Invar, but I'm not getting enough nickel. Bronze is good. Invar better. Let's hop downstairs just a second. You can see what we do with it. Yeah, we'll go right here. Not that this is gonna, well, actually, here we go. This is what it do. This is what it do. This is what it does. Whack! Like so. Isn't that cool? That's cool. Problem is, duration's not so good. Yeah, let's just go down this way. Supposed to leave 2, but I'm only leaving 1. And you see, we gotta leave torches as we go. Otherwise, it gets dark real fast. And you know what happens when it gets dark? Bad things show up. Can't afford no bad things today. Enough bad things. So every 5 or so you drop a torch. And you work your way back before your hammer's dead. Get that 4th out of the ceiling. There we go. Yay. And then it's just a matter of cleaning up. Need copper to make the bronze, so yeah, need enough copper out of each run to go and make another hammer. So I ain't gonna worry about this right now. I just wanted to show you the hammer. It's hammer time. By the way, let's just dump this because I really don't need any cobblestone, or I probably should have kept the andesite, diorite. There, we'll just get rid of that. Oh, yeah, I got to fill my pack back up. I had to go to the Nether. That was another one of the things I was going to tell you about. Let's see, we didn't get anything special. We got marble, we got limestone, we got diorite. I still got netherrack in there for some reason. Yeah. Let's go drop off the netherrack. Oh, like so. And fuel, and we're just going to drop these in here. I've got to find, where did I put my stuff? Here it is. So, bed, bag, bow and arrows. Set that there. So, oh yeah, and this guy. So our working area has gotten a little smaller because our tools last longer, they work better. I don't need all them other things. What I'm working on up here, pipe. Gonna make some Buildcraft pipe. So I'm slowly accumulating what I need, which is lead and bronze, lead and bronze. I need some quartz, I need some gold, could use a couple diamonds, and maybe some iron. And that's what's been going on there. Got the bloomery built. I honestly don't remember if I showed you this or not. You put your iron ore in, it gives you a certain amount of liquid, and you hammer out the bloom into wrought iron. That is actually how we used to make iron. So in a bloomery, you have this big column, and it's loaded with a mixture of charcoal, sand, limestone, and iron ore. And you just keep slowly feeding each of those 4 bits in here until basically the whole thing's kind of full and won't sustain anymore to burn. When it cools, you dig through all the slag and everything in there, and there are going to be cauliflower-shaped balls and formations of iron. And then you reheat that iron and you beat it on an anvil with a hammer. That expresses a lot of the additional materials, slag, glass, whatever you want to call it. It draws it out into length, and by doing so, it forms a fibrous component. Now, not only is this fibrous texture make it a little stronger and tougher, but because you've still got all that silica in there, it's also much easier to weld wrought iron than it is iron or steel. So a little bit of a lesson on iron working from back in the old days, because we old. What other goodies did we do? We made ourselves a tank and a XP drain, which is very easy to make. It's just 9 iron bars, bunch of glass, and then you upgrade it with iron, and in this case gold. So we got that gold border. Did not want to use diamonds yet. Wanted to save those. You stand on it and your XP goes in there. You can use it later. We currently have more than enough diamonds to make a quarry. The only thing we really need are the pipes that go into the parts that make the quarry. So that's why I've been working on the Buildcraft pipes. Once we get the quarry, then there's a few other things. You gotta have, pumps, and you gotta have engines, and you gotta have fuel, and you gotta have a transport and sorting system. It's a big, big project, but well worth it. Especially, you're going to start out small. You're going to make the basic little quarry, which is what I think like a 4x4 and as deep as you can go. And then you can eventually get up to, I think it's 32 by 32. It's pretty good size. It's like 4 chunks. And you can get a lot of resources that way. A lot easier, as long as you don't mind standing there and tending the fuel and keeping things from popping out and all this. Oh my God. And of course, here we go again. We're doing recording and it's raining. Great. Let's see if I can do this without killing myself. There. Now we're out of the rain. Hallelujah. I lost my train of thought. I thought. Oh well. Suffice it to say, we want to get gold pipes, we want to get diamond pipes. Gold pipes are about the best pipes to go and push any kind of items or liquids through, for the most part. And then the diamond pipes are for sorting, so you can get things into different inventories. We're not going to worry too much about inventories to start with, because we're starting small. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. I'm a little distracted still thinking about the kitten. Echo hasn't been with us very long. He's been about 4 or 5 months. Perfectly healthy, and then all of a sudden, not. So, let's see. We got bronze for pipes. We're going to look at industrial immersive engineering, machines and power. I just kind of got that up there as a note. Lightning craft we need to look at. I need to get some gold chests eventually. Mining we've been doing. I just got swooshed. And that's when I have to go into work tomorrow. I really don't want to go to work. Hunting blind. That's what I was going to talk to you about. We need to build a hunting blind because we need to get some ender pearls. Ender pearls are going to become very important. It's going to be a while before I can make a dark trap. And one of the things for making a dark trap, or actually a couple things, require what? Ender pearls. I have seen one Enderman the entire time I have been here. So that's going to be a thing. Build craft quarry, get a couple coking ovens going. We need to get treated wood crates. And to get treated wood crates, you get treated wood. That stupid thing is going to be swishing all night long now. One of the first immersive engineering things we want to get is a squeezer. Why do we want a squeezer? So we can take the coke from the coking ovens, grind it up, which actually we probably should put a crusher. Should have put the crusher there, but I think the crusher's on this. Yeah. Crusher and the squeezer, and then you can build the arc furnace. No point in making an arc furnace until you get the other two. Jetpack is on here. I want to get one. I am nowhere near ready to make one. I want to get autocrafter set up. Again, nowhere near ready to make any. However, we can start working on beehives and wax collection. We're going to want a fair chunk of wax. And that's all I got set up for the moment. But there's literally, probably 100 things we could choose to work on now that we have iron, ore doubling, and alloying. I have a couple ways to alloy. We looked at doing it with embers. That was an Enderman. Where are you? So-and-so. Dare I even think about going one-on-one? You may get to see me die. It's a good thing I emptied out all my stuff. Where is the Enderman? He was really close. It was like he was right on top of me. I could hear him. Let's do something stupid. Well, he ain't up there. I don't see any. Well, Enderman, where could you have been teleporting to? Oh, you know what? It's raining. He ain't going to be hanging around anyhow. He would have to be someplace dry. Where could he go that is dry? Well, he would fit in there. I don't think he'd fit under those. This ain't tall enough. He has to be downstairs. And he would have to be in these hallways someplace. So for those of you that don't know it, you got to allow 4 blocks height for an Enderman, which is why a lot of tunnels are only 3 high. You don't want those things just popping up. They are fairly tough. Alright, well, let's get rid of the rain and anybody who might be out here. Just to be on the safe side. You're still going to rain? No, finally. So anyhow, building a blind. Now that I got iron, I can make hoppers. With hoppers, you can build a blind. And probably you don't want them spawning right on you. So you want it in an area, first off, up with a clear view. So I would have to clear all that out, or we would have to move over here a ways. So up with a clear view, and you run a line of hoppers around your perimeter so that if you happen to kill anything and they make drops, they'll get dropped into the hoppers and you won't lose anything. They'll get piped into an inventory. So basically you'd be up here and it's going to have a thin little window and the rest of it going to be like glass, and you will just look for those spindly little Endermen and you'll make eye contact. And when you do, even though you got light here, he'll come teleporting in and you can through the hole. And if he gives you trouble, you can move back because your ceiling, you're going to be in a room that's like 2 to 3 high. It's not going to be 4, 2 to 3. So you can hop back, you can eat something, and go whack, 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 whack again. That is how it works in theory. It works really well in some games, and in others it does not do very well at all. So be interesting to see how it works in this particular situation. I am thinking up here, my first test site. If not here, probably across the way on that little hill over there. Ah! Doop, 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 right there. That should be good. Looks like we're heading into spring. I like spring. I don't think I've cleaned that thing out. Let's go take a look at that. Have pepper. I know I cleaned this one out. A lot of times, especially if you have the andesite, the polished andesite here like we got, there's a core of Goethite, which is your basic Minecraft iron. And looks like I may have cleared this out for the most part. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I got a chunk out. There's still some here. A little bit. One. That it? Just the one? Thought I saw a second one. Maybe not. Anyhow, I did pretty good about going around and getting most of these cleared out. That one's a little dangerous because of the lava. Yeah, I don't see anything else up there. Because of that lava, I'll have to bucket that out, and then I can finish cleaning that one out. Probably can fish out my charcoal. See how the pit looks? It's a little classier, a little gaudy. I don't know, kind of like a circus tent. I don't know. It's hard to make good decisions right now. Okie dokie. See, all done. We had no crackling, we had no smoke. Now, you do get smoke off the torches, but you can usually tell the difference. I try not to break too much at a time. There, open that up. Because once it's broken, the clock starts running and it can despawn. Yeah, no point in going all the trouble of collecting the wood, making the charcoal, burning it, and then having it lost because you couldn't collect it all in enough time. So, well, that's kind of weird. Why are you doing that? I don't understand. Oh, there we go. Little glitch going on. So you're saying, why do you need all this charcoal? Well, for the time being, everything runs on carbon. If it ain't embers and it's not grid power, it's charcoal. So there's a lot of things run on charcoal. And you know what? That music is getting to the point where it's annoying me again. It gets so loud there when it's in this part. You turn it down and then you can't hear any of the other. And I've tried adjusting the music. It just hits that one section and it's like pulling teeth. So you got raspberries. I ought to check that blackberry bush, see if it ever grew. Almost everything in this game has some sort of use. So there's not really a point in throwing anything away for the most part, unless you just have way so far much more than what you need. But pretty much everything has some sort of use. Even the ash has a use. Not going to tell you what it is right now, but it does have a use. So we save a certain amount. We're about probably not going to collect too much more than that. That's about all we want. So now we can go back to collecting wood here in a little bit. Is anything else out here? Oh yeah, I was telling you about alloying. We had the liquid alloying with embers, and then we have dry alloying with immersive engineering. So this is an alloying kiln. It doesn't do a lot, meaning it doesn't make a lot of different alloys, but it's a tad easier to use than embers for alloying. You can't make dawnstone in this. You still got to use the embers thing, and later on you won't be able to refine aether in this. You'll have to use the ember system. So for right now, it just cooks away. We're making a lot. Well, right now we're making a lot of electrum. So we're going to need electrum to get into the lightning craft mod, and we need some things out of there. So we're getting a fair amount. Got electrum. See, the problem I don't like, because the bronze looks exactly like. I don't know if I can transform this or not. Yes. Good. We're going to transform this. I have the crafting table set up to transform ingots into standard ingots that can be used in anything. So sometimes embers will pop out one thing, but you want to use it elsewhere and you don't want it to conflict. You can put it through the crafting table, and this is usable basically any place. I think the same is true with the electrum here. It's a little different, not much. Oh, yeah, it's a lot different actually. Doesn't look like it in the table. It does when you get it in here. Constantin. Looks like Constantin. Not much to change, if any. I think there's differences for the lead and everything. Pretty much everything from embers can be recoated through your crafting table or your crafting grid. Make things a little easier. Oh, we were going to go check on... I planted it over here. I still got to get the rest of these down. Planted it right here. Yep, we can get them. That's the only one I've found so far. So that's it. I'm going to work on making the rest of the stuff to make Buildcraft pipe, and I think we'll walk you through how to build a quarry, because out of everything I do, it's the Buildcraft quarry that I always get people confused. They're confused about something, need more explaining on it. So I think those have my highest viewership is Buildcraft quarry, because I've been using them forever. You can use them for a lot of different things. They're just a little on the slow side, which ain't a bad thing. You can control it a little better in some ways. It takes a lot of parts, a lot of bips, a lot of bobs, and we'll work on running you through the recipes and how to do the setup and stuff like that. So hopefully my kitty, I get good news tomorrow. Probably won't hear till after work. So that's it. Looks like I will be out of there around 4-ish. So I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, y'all.